Hi, lovely ones. So I just want to say Happy New Year. And just to let you know that YouTube is going to become more of my focus this year. So I hope I'd love to hear your thoughts on any of the videos I'm making and just share what resonates with you in the comments. I love hearing from you. And just exploring this beautiful journey together. So today I felt inspired to talk about archetypes because archetypes is the thing that really captivated me into astrology. Um, and a lot of you might be familiar with the work of Carl Jung, the famous psychotherapist. He used archetypes a lot and connected it with the psyche. And essentially, what an archetype is it's a like a symbol um, that helps us connect with a certain aspect of us. So, for example, in the zodiac, if you think of the 12 zodiac signs, each zodiac sign is a different archetype and it has different symbolism. So that's what I'm talking about. And some of you might be familiar with some of the Greek myths. They're fascinating, although I always forget the names to tell all the stories. Um, but I just wanted to refer to like how can you actually work with like archetypes in your daily life? And this might sound quite abstract, I think in quite an abstract way. So try and break it down for you. So for me, as an example, right, my when I think of my core archetypes, a lot of you might know that you're into astrology here. So we're going to think about your sun sign, moon sign, and your rising sign. These are the key parts of you on an astrological level, right? There's loads of archetypes in your chart, and some are more prominent. But let's just focus on the sun, moon, and rising sign. So if you don't know those, I could put a link so you can go and find out what they are. Everyone will know your sun sign, star sign, um, which is your core self. Your moon sign, particularly for women, is very significant, right? I find that when I first found out it was a Saggy moon, I was like, oh yeah, this makes sense because as many of you might know, I'm quite spontaneous and free flow, which isn't always the Capricorn way, right? I'm a Capricorn, but I need spontaneity, I need adventure, and I get very restless. So that your moon sign is like your emotional self. It's that instinct part of you. It's how our intuition is. Mine's very quick because it's fire. So yours might be different depending where it is. And then we've got your rising sign. And it's always interesting because I had a beautiful client and I'm a Capricorn, she had a Capricorn ascendant. So it's funny how people always reflect back to you, probably an archetype or something that you need to learn and integrate, right? I love it how the universe brings us the right people. So then you look at your rising sign. For me, that's Pisces. So that is water. It's the two fish swimming in different directions, which can get myself in a pickle. So your rising sign is how you move through the world. It's how when people just meet you, right? The first impression they get of you, that's your rising sign. So I've often been told quite dreamy, quite gentle, quite calming. That's probably my Pisces rising that people feel. You might have felt that from me on here. So there's your core archetypes. And how do we break that down, right? So this is obviously a deep dive, but this is something you can do on a simpler level. So, as you know, astrology is such a deep topic. You could spend your whole life studying your chart. And quite frankly, I feel like I've just you know, touched a tiny corner of my birth chart, and I've been studying it since 2018. So, how do you work with these? Well, I always say to clients if they're struggling, so for example, often I'll have clients, I had a client recently, had a lot of fire in her, so she's very spontaneous, very creative. Um, and then there's this other part of her that's earthy and has this Capricorn leading the way. So the earth is seeking for that structure. And that fire is like, yeah, but I'm over here. I need to play. So, and I can relate to that because I've got that earth fire going on of water. So once you start connecting with it, find your three core archetypes, and then this is a really nice way you can maybe to print a picture of each of them out. Okay, so you start to subconsciously connect with that energy. Okay, and here's how I don't want you to overthink it. I want you to go, for example, if you're Capricorn, mountain goat, go and get, find a beautiful image of Capricorn. It might be on Pinterest or something like that, and stick it just somewhere you're going to see every day. Yeah, for your sun, moon, rising. So mine would be the mountain goat. The Sagittarius is the centaur. So that's the part of me that's very searching, always searching for truth and wanting to know more knowledge. And then my Pisces would be the two fish. So you've got these three archetypes, stick them on your wall somewhere that you can see them and just connect with them every day. Just breathe into your body and look at them. And this is sort of a subtle process, but what eventually we start to do is, as I was speaking to this client, and often what I notice in myself is which archetype is leading the way today, right? So once you start noticing the themes and qualities of them, and you can go down rabbit holes just looking into, your centaur, what does it mean to be a Sagittarius? Look into those archetypes and then go, what voice is leading me here? Because, for example, if my Capricorn sun's leading, I have very high expectations of myself, right? I will admit that I'm highly ambitious, and sometimes, often, I set unrealistic goals for myself, right? And I'm very self-critical. That's the Capricorn part of me. So, it could be like now I'm gonna batch some videos, content for YouTube, and my Capricorn part of me is going, oh, but will it be good enough? You have to pack it with lots of information, else you're not good enough, right? That's my Capricorn voice. And then there's this other part of me, my Saggy moon, that's coming in going, no, just go with the flow, speak from your intuition, just have fun with it, right? Which voice do I want to listen to? Saggy moon, thank God for my Saggy moon. So we can do that with any situation where we start overthinking things. Take a step back and go, right, okay. For example, in painting or being creative, when that perfectionist kicks in, or that procrastination pattern you get into, which archetype is leading you? Because I know that as well, my Pisces can come in there and go, oh, no, it's okay. We'll just escape. We'll go and read a bunch of books and do a lot of research about this kingfisher that you saw the other day, right? Go down rabbit holes for hours and avoid my painting. So I know how that plays out. So just start tuning in to how these archetypes, what kind of language they use, what is the feeling? Because if you have different elements in you, like I do, I've got fire, earth, and water, they're very different energies. Whereas if somebody's very earth dominated, then your sun, moon, might feel slightly similar in energy, but it's very subtle. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Just start noticing, okay, which archetype is leading me today? And if it's not helpful, you think, right, which archetype do I want to connect with for this wisdom? Like me, connecting my Saggy moon right now is helpful to make these videos because I'm in flow, I'm not overthinking it. I'm just having fun and I want to inspire you and give you some wisdom that you can use and integrate in your own life, right? So I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments, what are your three core archetypes? Drop them below. And yeah, have fun with this, guys. All right, bye for now.